Welcome to Game of Roses. This is Pace Case.
This is Bachelor Clues, and it's Friday. Not only any Friday, it's a very specific Friday. It's the Friday after the end of Joan Vasso's Golden Journey as our first Golden Bachelorette. We will be talking about that a little bit, but it's also Friday, which means it's This Week in Bachelor Nation. We're going to have all the Bachelor Nation news. We're going to have all the Parasocial plays. We're going to have all the games. We're going to have, what else? Screams from the Pit. We're going to have State of the Game as well, which is going to be a good one. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Bachelor Season 29, Grant Ellis. We got our first taste last night. You know what I'm
Literally chills watching that trailer. We're going to get into it.
Yeah, there's some high level play.
Before that, we have a lot of business actually to take care of. We are switching our schedule due to our hope that Grant season will be back on Mondays.
It is, isn't it? January 27th is a Monday, I'm pretty sure.
You're probably
Let me
right.
look. I'm going to look inside of a calendar application that I have on my
that's probably a good idea.
device. Yes.
But for that reason, Twibbin will be staying the same, but our recaps will no longer be coming out on Thursday. They will be coming out on Tuesday after the show is on Monday. So, and our live show will be before that. So it'll be 4:30 PST Monday nights, not Wednesday. Hopefully we'll never return to Wednesday again.
God, I know. It was an abomination. Nothing on hump day.
Nothing on hump day.
We also have to mention that we got some new merch dropping, you see. Wrapping paper for the Christmas season, or whatever holidays you may or may not celebrate. And a new Gornament is dropping on November 25th. You can go to our website on that date, and there is going to be a 10% off Black Friday happening. No code needed. Cyber Monday, 25% off. No code needed.
Ooh,
and a holiday sale is starting on December 1st. All merch is going to be 15% off on our website until December 31st. No code needed. Bunch of no code.
Love that. We've been doing the Gornaments for several years now. It's one of my favorite pieces of merch that we offer because, you know, I love the holidays season.
Yeah.
We also have on Patreon, I just dropped 3 Vanderpump Palapas. I'm going to try to chug through the rest of season 11. I've now covered season 1 and most of 11. So check those out. Patreon.com/Game of Roses. We're missing
just
a few.
Took a 10 season break. No biggie.
Look, you know, some of us can't be as prolific as, say, a Clues Corner.
Yeah, I understand.
Which I can't even keep up with watching. I'm trying.
I barely can, and I'm the one doing it. But please join us on our Patreon. We have a bunch of other stuff there.
What are you covering now?
What's that?
Next. What are you covering after Love Island?
I'm going to be doing Bachelor Pad season 1, which is on Hulu right now.
Well,
I believe.
got to watch that.
Right? It's on Hulu?
It's definitely streaming on one of the big things now.
Yeah, I think it's on Hulu, so I'll be covering that.
One of the daddies has it.
I hope you will join us for all of these things. We got a bunch of other stuff going on Patreon too. That's how you get access to our Discord. That's how you get everything we do commercial free. That's how you get access to all of our Digging Deepers, the entire episodes. And there's so much popping off right now in the podcast world, especially in the Love is Blind world. I feel like their sauce wars are just beginning, and you're starting to see Deepti and Natalie on Out of the Pods essentially being the tea soldiers fighting against the sauce of the company podcasts and the lies they're spinning about. They're fantastic. But the Love is Blind franchise is really doing their best to get out ahead of all these scandals and put Chris Colin in Hollywood Reporter articles saying, like, we're not the cops. It's not on us to know anything about these people. Meanwhile, the podcasts are like, no, we're suing you because you did know and you fucked us over. So there's a lot of huge things going on in the sauce wars of Love is Blind that I'm very happy about. Please join us for all of that in
We'll
Patreon.
have another Digging Deeper next week, but our one from this week, if you haven't listened, you absolutely must. It was positively unhinged.
And now just a brief word from our sponsor, Topo Chico Tangerine and Ginger Extract. I drink one of these about every 15 minutes. Ah, that's the sound of pleasure. That's the taste of pleasure. And if you drink one Topo Chico Tangerine Ginger Extract flavored sparkling water per day, you will never die.
Well, I'm a LaCroix boy. Taste that. that's the taste of freedom, not pleasure.
Oh, I prefer pleasure to freedom. As do we all at this point.
Speaking of pleasure, my other podcast, HBO Lax, this is an important week for us because we are starting Silo season 2 tomorrow. Well, it'll be today when this comes out. The premiere, the first episode is Friday, November 15th of season 2. And our episode will come out on Saturday, as will the rest of the season. And we are also rewatching Girls season 1 in our Patreon, patreon.com/HBO Lax. Thank you, Laxers.
All right, now let's get into it, Pace Case. This is
Game of Roses. State of the game.
So, as the golden light of Joan Vassos and Charles Chapel fades away, there's a new glimmer on the horizon. Grant Ellis. We now have 2 teasers that hath dropped for his season. We're going to be looking at both of them in this state of the game, breaking them down, talking about what we expect to come out of his season and really what it means for the future of the franchise coming out of what was a decently put together Joan Vassos season, I think, but ratings wise, an unmitigated disaster.
Toilet City.
And we'll be getting to that in Gains as well, these specific ratings.
By the way, we will have the trailers in our YouTube video of this if you are only listening to it on audio and you want to watch along with us. Sound off in the comments which trailer you think is better.
What is there even? Come on. All right, let's take a look at the first one, which is on the official Bachelor Nation Instagram account. It's hard to even describe what this is. It's Grant standing in front of a white background with a little card that he holds up, and it says season premiere January 27th. This whole thing is about 7 seconds long, maybe, I would guess. There's some music. Can I steal you for a second? I have a very important date for you. It's bad.
AI rose petals falling from the sky.
AI?
He is green screened to hell into this. Like, you can't just get a white background. I'm so confused.
These initial kind of trailers, they do this all the time. It's before they have got him in there to shoot his promotional stuff. They don't know what the poster is going to be yet. They're just like throwing it out to have the date out there.
Him to say the date.
Basically, yes. And so these things are very rushed. There is almost no thought or effort put into them. It is simply the information. You need to see this on January 27th. But that is their first impression they're giving us of this Bachelor. I think that these little things they do like this, these just kind of throwaway announcements of the date, are terrible. Absolutely terrible. They don't get anyone excited. It looks like shit. People are going to think the season is like shit. And I know it's
your first debut of Grant.
Yeah.
On the social media. It should be polished. It should be so good. I mean, we already went into the video he did for Good Morning America. Speaking of green screen, that looked like it was recorded on a cell phone from the year 2000.
A Motorola Razr. Yeah, I mean, it was very bad.
Sidekick?
And this is kind of like, I mean, we talk about this a lot on the show, but you look at shows like Love is Blind or Love Island, any of the kinetic shows, any of the more modern dating shows, they don't do this. Their shit looks good always. The graphics are good. It's polished. It looks like they care about what they're making. This does not look like that. That said...
Well, they have a lot less time than the Love is Blind people, obviously.
Yeah, they have years to put together those packages.
4 years
we shot
to
this
do the
Love is
promos.
Blind in 1978. We're going to be airing it next February. All the people in it have died of natural causes.
I also they had him film this obviously with a blank card. He's holding this Bachelor Photoshop card that says the date on it. Why, if you don't know the date, why ever even put this in there? You can put the date in the caption or as a font that goes across the top. You don't need it to be here.
This video should have been, you take Grant, bring him out to LA for a weekend, and you have him just go up to people on the street and be like, hi, I'm Grant Ellis. I'm the next Bachelor. My season airs January 27th. And you get a couple of reactions of people being like, oh my God, it's the Bachelor. Oh, some excitement.
Yeah, taking pictures with them.
Yeah, it takes you one day. It takes you an afternoon to shoot that. Instead, we get this,
Go to the
which
Grove,
gives nothing.
Go to the Americana.
Or the Crow.
Just have him looking like charming and in charge. The like
charm
the
in
shirt,
charge. I like that. Charms in
there's
charge.
something ill-fitting about the shirt situation. I don't know.
I don't know about
Luckily, this isn't the only offering we got this week from the Bachelor social media. Because honestly, when I saw this, I was devastated. I was like, oh, they're tanking the show.
I wasn't devastated. Like, they do this. This is pretty much their game plan every season. Then,
yeah, but I still get devastated every season.
Somewhere in late December or early January, most likely, you're going to see the real promotions start to roll out, where we get the poster. We don't know what that's going to be yet. It looks from this trailer we're now about to watch, the big one that aired at the end of Golden Bachelorette. It's almost 2 minutes plus long, I think. You see some things that are starting to emerge in there. He's musical. He's singing songs. He's rapping.
So many things.
That could be a part of his ultimate poster. We don't know. But let's take a look at this, real teaser that they showed at the end of Golden Bachelorette finale. Are you ready?
You're saying that this can't be done well. There's only one really that stands out in my mind that they did like this, which is Joey Grazia Day. 30 seconds of uninterrupted eye contact with Joey Grazia Day. And it just like slowly pans in on his eyes. And then he like gives a little wink. That's all you got to do. Just do the same thing.
It's just some bullshit that they're shooting while they're shooting other promotional stuff on the day. They just like slop it in there, but they don't understand, like, this is really your first presentation of the next lead of your entire franchise. It has to be better than this. That said, let's take a look at this the whole long thing that we're going to see in the Golden Bachelorette at the end of the Golden Bachelorette. Are you ready, Pace Case? Let's watch it.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Grant really does like check everybody's boxes. Tall, handsome, smart, hottest bachelor ever. Like, where did y'all find this man? Grant is authentic. He is genuinely seeking a wife and a mother for his kids.
Cinderella can take a full backseat because this is like next level type of love.
I just want to roll with the top down.
Grant is a man of many talents.
We don't know how much time we got left.
Music is a very integral part to be able to express myself.
We don't know because the circumstances change.
I'm ready to get married. I'm ready to find my wife. I'm ready to have kids. I'm ready for everything.
All we got is the people that we love.
I love you.
I could see her as my wife. I'm falling for you.
Girl, I know I need you.
I am not used to dating emotional guys that like write new songs and play the piano, and I'm having the best time of my life.
Obviously, I'm sharing you with so many women. That's so unnatural to me.
Do you mind if I steal you?
Again?
I didn't even talk to him yet. You've talked to him 4 times today. You want to talk about aggressive? You're aggressive.
I shot my shot.
Everybody just really wants Grant. I will kick her ass. I'm not kidding you. And we're all fighting for his love. Carolina, if you act like you don't care and you don't want to be here. He knows how I feel.
I guess I'm crazy and evil.
You backstabbed me and you did me dirty.
I did not know how hard this is going to be. My greatest fear is that I end up alone.
So this is a lone wolf that symbolizes being alone.
Growing up, I always put on that face that I was okay. So my family didn't know that I was lonely. But moving into the future, I don't want that to be a theme in my life anymore.
I love the man that you become. You're my heart, man. I want the best for you. You deserve happiness, son.
I want to be happy, want to have love. It's something that's important to me. But I'm scared of making the wrong decision.
You feel like you know what you want to do?
The truth is, I don't know.
We got both women. They're here on standby. And of course, I have to know which one to send first.
That was riveting. There's no other way to put it. There's so much in it. There is Grant singing. There is Grant rapping. There is a group date basketball. There is a Cinderella group date, it looks like, that has other guys doing a ballroom dance with other women that may or may not be players. Is that a group date?
Bridgerton, like 20 extras paid to dance around. I think that's the Pretty Woman date. And I think they just got all these dancers to like dance around them.
They're doing a bungee date? Do you remember by chance the nude bungee date?
Yes, I do.
Hannah Brown and Jed Wyatt.
And the slut shaming that followed.
Of course. It
Any
bungee,
I mean, once I've seen the nude bungee date, it's like, what, you're going to do it with clothes on? You're going to do a worse thing now? By the way, I literally have chills again. I've watched this trailer multiple times. Mm-hmm. There's not a dry face in sight. The shot of him kissing the woman who's actively got tears rolling down her face. Chills.
This season's going to be big, I think. A lot of heavy hitters in this. You can see villains, rivalries, all kinds of stuff is happening. One thing that I was very surprised by was the lone wolf tattoo. To imagine yourself or think of yourself as a lonely person is one thing. To get a tattoo that commemorates that piece of your identity forever is another thing. And he's going to have to explain that. Gigantic. It's his primary.
It is a big tattoo. I love that it is like incorporated into the theme of his season, whether that's true or not, of like why he got that tattoo. Doesn't matter to me.
Are you right now issuing a conspiracy theory that the wolf tattoo has nothing to do with him being lonely? That that's a manufactured narrative?
I don't know. So maybe he liked Twilight.
He's Team Jacob. He has that part crossed out.
Jacob, he got mocked a lot, and maybe he was just trying to support him.
That's hilarious. That would be so funny.
He's like, fuck Robert Pattinson.
At the very bottom of the tattoo, it says hashtag Team Jacob, and he's like, this is my lone wolf tattoo. It represents me being lonely in my life. But why does it say Team Jacob? Oh, don't look at that part.
Yeah. Is that a little... Is that vampire teeth? No, don't, babe, don't look at that. It's, I mean, we haven't seen a focus on a tattoo like this since Casey on The Bachelorette, Guard and Protect Your Heart, got a tattoo in season. I love it used as this device for his season. I love the amount of Grant tears that we see. I love the delivery of the line by that woman who goes, she did me dirty.
Somebody's doing somebody dirty. It just looks like, and the end of it, that Grant, I mean, at least as they're presenting it in this edit, that Grant on the day doesn't know who he's going to propose to. Could be either one of them.
True?
Who knows? I mean, they always trick us in these trailers to like build up some final moment to be more than it actually is. We don't know. But
my jaw was on the floor. I've been tricked before. I'll be tricked again. This might be it. But like, we have not had this happen since season 7, Charlie O'Connell, where the lead wasn't able to decide. And then he asked if he could date each of the final people for 3 months. I don't think you can get away with that now.
I agree. We did have something kind of similar to it in season 24, Pilot Pete, but it was from the opposite end. It was, is the woman going to show up? And Pilot Pete didn't know at the final rose ceremony if the person he was going to pick was even coming. Hannah and Celeste, of course, one of the greatest players of all time, greatest night one player of all time, I think, hands down.
The fake out.
Yeah, the fake out where they tried to torture him. But that's where we are. That's the state of the game. Is we've just concluded this inaugural season of Golden Bachelorette, which I think was a decently produced season. It yielded an engagement that may yield a wedding that may last longer than the Gary Turner, Teresa Niss wedding. We don't know. Time will tell. But we are now looking forward to 2025 with Bachelor Season 29, Grant Ellis, only the second Black Bachelor in the history of the show. And it looks to be... I
need you. I hope that's through the whole season. I hope he does not stop singing.
I'm going to remix that song. But I think that this teaser, that first little thing they dropped, did nothing to get me enthusiastic about the season. This thing, I am glued to it. I cannot wait for this season. And for what it's worth, I'll just say on a personal note, I coach players to go into this game and have been doing it for about the past 3 years. I had some players lined up for this season that didn't make the cut who were like astounding players, amazing pedigrees. In any other season, I think they would have gotten in. This one just has some different type of players in it. So I think we are going to potentially see the bar raised for what players can even do in the course of a season.
Well, it sounds like there's going to be some sort of a New York or New Jersey accent in there. Someone with a hard accent. I like that. The DLP being like, well, I got to know which car to send first.
Yeah.
My jaw was on the floor.
I know.
Ugh, I hope it's a real thing and I haven't been tricked again, but
I think
we'll see.
It's hard for me to see a way around him asking that.
Yeah.
If he's asking Grant, I need to know who to send first. Yeah. Come on, you got to tell me. That seems like, unless that happens on like a group date or something where the order I don't know. It could be taken way out of context, but if that is indeed the final rose ceremony,
not Path of Pain, but they're both in. Yeah, I guess they're always in suits. Which car to send first? But when else does that come up?
Night one,
a dual car.
I don't know.
Group date.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying we've been tricked before.
Yeah.
They could be tricking us here again, but I'm enthusiastic about the season nonetheless. I think we are in a good place. This past year gave us some very interesting stuff in the nation for sure. It gave us a stellar season with Bachelor Season 28, Joey Graziadei, that ended with him engaged to Kelsey Anderson. Obviously, he's currently on Dancing with Stars. We'll get to that in the news. Then we went right into Jen Tran's season, which kind of started in disaster. It was going to be Daisy Kent. Then it was going to be Maria Georgia. She had the crown for a couple of days. Then Jen Tran gets slotted in there. They tell us all these things about how they have their leads back and leads of color. They're going to present them in better ways. All of this gets thrown to the side in service of Devin Strader winning the ring and the producers forcing Jen to rewatch her proposal, which should have been this groundbreaking moment. Instead, it was a moment of trauma for her, leading into a Golden Bachelorette season that had...
But it was historical. All the same. Her
of
proposing.
Course. Let's move on to that portion of our program where we talk about the movements of the numbers of our favorite players. This is...
This Week in
Games. Okay, so we got the ratings from not the finale, but from the last week's tell-all. 0.30 in the demographic. Strangely, it beat the fantasy suites. Can you believe that?
Yes. No beds during fantasy suites. Yeah. And it was a good men tell all, I thought. I enjoyed it. Too. And I enjoyed after the final rose.
Yeah. It's rare that a tell-all does any kind of numbers. And I'm saying it beat fantasy suites, but it didn't beat hardly anything else. It kind of ranked in the middle.
CW clues.
Well, we're about to get to the comparative numbers in 1 second. I'm talking about within the season of Bachelorette.
Confidence booster.
All right. Within the season of Bachelorette, a 0.30 is about middle of the pack. You have your highest rating as a 0.34. That was episode 2 this season. And your lowest rating was the fantasy suites at a 0.26. You tell me if her moving the beds out of the fantasy suites was a good idea or not. But if we look here comparatively, this is again last Thursday. We don't yet have the ratings for the finale. We will talk about them next week. If you look comparatively across all networks, Golden Bachelorette actually came in last place, 4th out of 4 again, crushed by Survivor with a 0.69 on CBS, crushed by Chicago Med on NBC with a 0.46, crushed by The Masked Singer on Fox with a 0.42. Just abysmal. It came in 4th place pretty much every week.
But it's not in 5th place. The CW, 0.17.
Doesn't count.
It counts for me. It's my participation award. I like to feel good about our franchise.
Sure.
You know what is not Toilet City, though, is Joan Vassos's lead gains on social media. Yeah. This week, she put on 19,000 Instagram followers. She is now at 123K, 23K into the 100K club, which clues bet against me that she wouldn't join, and I was right.
Indeed.
On TikTok, she gained 5K, bringing her to 113.9K TikTok followers total.
And moving into the player base, these are the top 5 Instagram gains this week. Coming in at 5th place is none other than that Las Vegas surgeon who we watched be reduced to tears, Guy Gansert, plus 3,813 followers this week.
4th place goes to the Frenchman from the Heartland, Pascal Hugui, gained 4.6K on Instagram.
And in 3rd place, the Whisperer, Mark Anderson. I've gained 5,400 beautiful new followers. Thank you for coming with me on this ride.
Jonathan Roan, the senior prom king, gained 6,021 followers this week, despite not being in the document.
And in 1st place is none other than Charles Chalk Chapel. I scrounged around on the bottom of the ocean and found 9.7K brand new followers. Now let's move on to the
Congrats.
top 5 Instagram chart overall. In 5th place is Jonathan Roan at 11.8K.
4th place, Pascal Hugui with 20.9K Instagram. Oh, these numbers are not good.
I know. Ring winner Charles Chalk Chapel at 33.7K is in 3rd place.
2nd place goes to Charles Ling with 41,000 Instagram followers. Your next Golden Bachelor.
I believe so too. Much to the chagrin of me, Mark Anderson, I'm in 1st place with 44.5K. Doesn't that count for anything?
He has a paramour, Clues.
I know, I saw that.
And if you're going by season, Mark Anderson had 2 seasons to get 44K. Charles Ling 1 season to get 41K.
That's true.
But I mean, they're both, strong players. Yeah. Now let's move on to that portion of our program where we discuss all the goings on. Who's dating whom? Mark Anderson seems to have a paramour. Paramour reveal.
Yeah.
An actress.
These are all the tids that are fit to print. This is
Bachelor Nation News.
First up in Bachelor Nation News, Joan's sparkler is very expensive. We got our first look at Joan's diamond engagement ring, supplied by the diamond demon himself, Neil Lane, who was in the audience. We saw it during that golden finale, and even the Dark Lord himself was in awe of the gigantic stone, saying, "You did good, Chalk." Daily Mail is reporting.
I have to admit.
It chilled me to the... He's a full Dark Lord. I saw his fucking cape and wings.
You did good, Chalk. Was disappointing to see from our empathetic king.
Daily Mail is reporting that the estimated value of this sparkler is a staggering $80,000, according to the Diamond Bank, a diamond brokerage company located in the heart of Los Angeles jewelry district. The center stone is large enough to warrant the $80K valuation, which is augmented by 2 generous tapered diamond baguettes on each side.
I found these baguettes under the sea. They were some of my sea treasures. In order to cash on the monetary value of the ring, Vassos and Chapel will have to stay engaged for at least 2 years or marry within that time. Will Joan and Chalk follow in the footsteps of the Stain on Love, Gary Turner and Teresa Nist, with a televised wedding in early January? Time will tell. Congrats to the happy couple and to their financial windfall.
Up next, in Bachelor Nation News, it's Grazie time! While Bachelorette Season 21's Jen Tran might have been eliminated from America's premier pseudo-celebrity dance competition, Dancing with the Stars, the Gazeman, Joey Graziadei, still has a shot to take home the coveted Mirror Ball trophy. This week was the 500th episode of Dancing with the Stars, and dancers were tasked with reimagining famous performances from the past.
Graziadei chose to emulate one of his favorite Dancing with the Stars moments, Riker Lynch and Allison Holker's season 20 contemporary routine to Work Song by Hozier. They're on season 20?
Yeah.
Beyond? The contemporary number garnered Graziadei a score of 28 when combined with his instant dance round score of 27, putting the Zeitz King at an overall score of 55, which was enough to move into the next round.
ZZZ will face tough competition in the semifinals as he must dance battle against TV star Chandler Kinney and partner Brandon Armstrong, Super Bowl champion Danny Amendola and partner Whitney Carson. Olympic gymnast Steven Nadoroschik and partner Riley Arnold, and Olympic rugby player Alana Marr and partner Alan Burson. Good luck to the one true Z's. Bring home the mirror ball. Bring her home to us.
Oh, love that. Speaking of the Zeets, it must be Zeets season, because the big Zeets not only celebrated his ascendance to the next round of Dancing with the Stars, he also celebrated his 1-year anniversary with Bachelor season 28 ring winner Kelsey Anderson. Kelsey took to Instagram to post a 10-slide main grid featuring important moments from her relationship with Ziesel. You okay, bud?
Just keep
including
reading.
some images from their time together in game. Congrats to Anderson and to that old Bazitzler. We hope you have many more years ahead.
And finally, in Bachelor Nation news, one of the most successful couples in the game's rich history. Bachelorette Season 9's crown, Desiree Hartsock and her ring winner, Chris Siegfried, have created new life alongside a video of their family with a brand new baby boy. Desiree wrote, quote, "1 week with Noah Parker and our hearts will never be the same." Red heart emoji. Bashful eye emoji. Blue heart emoji. 11/5/24. We're doing well and getting adjusted to a family of 5. He's just as sweet as can be and looks just like his brothers.
You know, the nation doesn't miss an opportunity to blow up the comment thread on New Life. 10-10-10ly Molzan Leopold made an appearance with, oh my goodness, 4 or 5 exclamation points. I need my glasses. Congratulations, Desiree. 1 exclamation point. He's perfect. 4 exclamation points. Face surrounded by hearts emoji, bashful emoji. The Grime Lord. The Grime Lord, Vanessa Grimaldi, tapped out. Congratulations. 3 emojis with heart eyes. The Gore Girl, Sarah Heron, added, "Oh, congratulations, family. Welcome, Noah." And Jamie Redding Otis Hayner chimed in, "Congratulations, 3 red hearts emoji. Congrats to the new Heartsock Pureblood. Oh, may he one day grace our beloved game with his play."
Because he's from 2 players, you know?
Yeah, the bloodline.
A pureblood.
That's a pure bloodline. Pure. Yeah.
Anyway, that's all of our news.
Tristan and Ryan also.
Yeah, they have pure bloods.
Keep that pure blood.
Sean and Catherine Lowe have pure bloods. The Mesniks have pure bloods. There's a pure blood families out there.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to that portion of our program where we talk about all of the plays our favorite players are making off the field on their telephonic devices. This is
the Parasocial play of the week.
It's been a week, and we had to check in with how our 5th place Parasocial play of the week goes to our favorite Christian influencer who is handling it all. Pilot Pete's runner-up / ring winner / wife of billionaire Trizzy Trout / enemy of Drake, Madison Pruitt Trout discussed being persecuted as a Christian after the election via a joint Instagram reel with her podcast, saying scripture foretells that it's a hard path to walk. The chyron on the reel is handling hate as a Christian. The caption reads, "Being a, all caps, true follower of Jesus does not mean ease, comfort, convenience, and that we get everything we want." On this week's episode of @Stay True Podcast, we talk about what it looks like to follow Jesus in this world and how to handle hate and persecution and stay true through it all. Link in bio for full episode, blue heart emoji. 13.3K likes, 452,000 views.
It doesn't mean that we get everything we want. She's married to a billionaire. Coming in at 4th place in this week's top 5 Parasocial plays of the week.
Clothing, pregnant with a billionaire.
It's unreal. I am fascinated by her. I will never not watch everything she does. And I believe they are, as a family, moving into a position of power within the socio-political structure of this country.
Do you think Trizzy will be in the cabinet?
Not in the cabinet, but I could see him and her rising to some position of power in like a Christian coalition super PAC type thing.
Yeah,
for sure. Now that the Goldens, our number 4 play this week in our top 5 parasocial plays. Now that the Goldens are influencers, they get to participate in all that is influencer culture, including apology videos. Voluntary nudity player and princess player Pascal Ibgui made an Instagram reel this week to apologize to Chalk for his statements in his interview with Glamour magazine, specifically for calling him a stalker. That shit was hilarious, by the way. In this dimly lit video, he says he's sorry, wishes them luck in the finale, and gushes about how it was ultimately a wonderful experience for him. He does not mention the implication that there are no women in Wichita, Kansas. 4.2K likes, 86.8K views.
Hilarious. Our third top parasocial play this week goes to No Beds Vassos. She embraced her bedless fantasy suite brand this week via Instagram Reel. In this video, Joan gives advice on the conversations one should have before getting in bed with your partner. And she demonstrates her own preferences, including top sheet, yes, fan, on, and even a little hint of SpawnCon, yes, to eating Ruffles in bed. 3.7K likes, 180,000 views. Will there be a follow-up with Chalk in bed? Does Chalk ever get to the bed level? Time will tell.
God, does he? I don't know. That's interesting.
I'm hoping we'll see it parasocially.
Do you think that they've gotten to bed level on the Happy Couple weekends?
100%. 4 days? 5 weekends?
You surprised that DLP didn't ask them that?
Yes. He's an empathetic king. He's
he
minding
only
his
cares
business.
about the money. Show me the diamond. I don't care about the relationship.
DLH would have asked a full panel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of her friends. Did they bang?
They would have brought out Sean Lowe to eat a sandwich while they talked about whether or not they banged.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at second place this week in the top 5 parasocial plays of the week.
Does anyone understand anything we're saying?
What do you mean?
I'm just asking the audience. Just you, like, being like Sean Lowe eating a sandwich. I'm like, how many people know what this is a reference to, you know?
What? How many people know about Sean Lowe eating the sandwich on Zach Shawcross's season while Zach Shawcross was doing curls? How many people know about it? Mm-hmm. Everyone. That is a moment that will be emblazoned into the mind of every person who saw that. It was so out of place, so bizarre, so try hard. You know what I mean? I think everybody knows about
in
that.
The YouTube comments if you agree with clues that everybody knows about it,
yeah.
Or if you agree with me that a lot of what we're saying could be interpreted as gibberish.
I think right now, if I remember right, there's a TikTok account that has 1.6 million followers that is called Sean Lowe's Sandwich.
What?
That's not true. I made it all up. Coming in second place this week.
I knew I'd get tricked again soon.
Coming in second place of our parasocial plays of the week this week, everything's coming up. Jonathan Johnson from Jen Tran's season and Jonathan Roan from Joan's season join forces this week for a delightful Instagram reel in a joint video play between Jonathan Johnson and the official Bachelor Nation Instagram account. The pair lip sync to the audio "Nobody Knows Me Like You Do." At first, they perform in separate screens, but then they come together to passionately lip sync and hold each other. The caption reads, quote, "Not only are we both named Jonathan, we're both originally from Kansas City. We both covered our faces for our intros. We're both half black. We both, quote, won the stripping date and got a crown. And somehow we're on back-to-back seasons of Bachelorette." Sighing face emoji? Hashtag
I don't
twin.
know what this one is. It's a
strange emoji.
No, it's coming out of the mouth.
It's like blowing air out of mouth emoji.
Air.
Hashtag twin for sure. Did any of you know all this? Hashtag the Golden Bachelorette. Hashtag the Bachelorette. Hashtag Bachelor Nation. Golden Jonathan commented, "Hey twin, what an eye-awakening and jaw-dropping get to know each other at Bakari. You didn't believe anything that I had to say because of all of our similarities. Thanks, my brother." Red heart emoji. 12.2K likes, 276K views.
Loved that one. All of these were strong plays. However, there can only be one winner. Our number one parasocial play of the week goes to Becca Tilley and Joe Fletcher. One of the greatest dynamic duos to ever grace our screens from Prince Farmington Chris Soul season got back in the parasocial game this week with a gorgeous offering. Tilley and Fletcher posted this joint comedy reel in which JoJo wraps herself around Tilley's waist with her legs upside down, head dangling below her body, filling with blood. The intertwined pair perform a physical feat, spinning in a circle, alternately pretending to play drums on each other's butts to a drum beat audio. The caption reads, wow. Jordan and Haley, quote, why isn't she answering my text? Us, colon, the video, 28.1K likes, 1.7 million views.
Oh God. That's insane. Wait a minute, though. You said they're from
so funny.
Chris Soul's season. Are they not from Ben Higgins' season?
I'm sorry. Tilley is from Chris Farmington season and Ben Higgins season. JoJo is from Ben Higgins season. I'm so sorry.
I was confused. Correction. My apologies.
No,
wow,
you're right.
Congrats.
Keeping me honest.
Congrats
steel sharpens steel.
Indeed. Now we have to move on. That is a big congrats to JoJo and Becca Tilley. And there is still one Parasocial award to hand out this season that doesn't go to a human being. It goes to a creator. Now, we saw a couple of creators across the Instagram sphere this week. We saw DLP himself posing with a paper mache turkey. But the winner of this week's Parasocial Creature of the Week goes to Leia Kateb and her dogs. Kateb posted a 12-slide main grid post with her pups and a long caption. I'm going to read it all because it's important. It reads thusly. Probably my most favorite part of the @InterviewMag shoot that I got to show of my life. As you guys know, I've been fostering animals since I was 12 years old. I would bring dogs home and ask my parents for forgiveness rather than permission. Lol. That's how I got a cat. My sister did that, a cat named Putty. God, I love that cat. I've fostered and rehomed hundreds of dogs, horses, pigs, cats, and birds with the help of the most beautiful, amazing rescues who work daily to ensure these animals get the lives they deserve. I want to highlight @AWF_Julie Rescue because 1, it is where I got Blue. Scroll to the end for a surprise. She was my first ever foster and my only foster fail. 2, because Julie is the most selfless and amazing person I've ever worked with in rescuing animals. She never turned down an animal, is always right there to help. Anyways, thank you for letting me share the best part of my life with you guys. Heart hands emoji. And don't forget to adopt, donate, and spread the word. Is that a clown face emoji? A great player.
I think that's a cat.
Oh, it's a cat.
Laughing.
A great player, a great post, and a great cause. Congratulations. Yeah, it is a cat. To Kateb and all of these creatures that are in her 12 slides. Now, we must move on to that final portion of our program in which Pace Case and I descend deep to the bottom of the murky waters of the pit where we find Chalk Chapel digging around for his treasures. And we issue forth our screams about how our fandom of The Bachelor and more broadly reality television has drastically changed the very fabric of who we are as human beings. This is
Screams from the Pit.
What you got, Pace Case?
Clues, I've been screaming this whole week.
Yeah.
It's probably easier for me to identify the part of my week that wasn't screams.
Just when you were asleep.
Watching my reality TV and when I'm asleep.
Yeah.
And when I'm puzzling. It has been, triggering, stressful, etc. And yesterday I cried at the dog park for the first time. Thank you.
Damn.
And I send my love to everyone out there who is barely getting through this week. You are strong. And I've been thinking a lot back to the last time, the dark age, how I got through it. And I was like, okay, I did yoga with Adrian, medicine, of course, protesting. Right now, it's puzzling, community building, organizing, donating, medicine, Love Island UK, putting up all of my holiday decorations 2 months early, etc. We also wrote our book during that time and delved farther into our reality TV obsession than ever before.
Yeah. Did we?
Didn't we?
I don't think
or
so.
we started the podcast. That's what we did. We started the
podcast in 2019, right at the tail end of it.
Yes.
But we were definitely watching Bachelor during those eras. I remember the Make Corinne Great Again hats that were in the Women Tell All of that season of 21.
Well, the only way out is through, Clues. I don't know what this time will bring or who we will become.
Yeah.
But that Grant trailer gave me a glimmer of hope in a dark time, and that seems like a scream to me.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. I mean, I feel the exact same way. Just pure indulgence in reality television as an escape now. It didn't quite used to be like that for me. It's a whole different thing now in the past week or whatever it's been since the election. It's a different thing to me now. It is. I don't know how else to explain it. That said, that's not my scream. We're going to get through this case. We got the pit. We will get through this. My scream this week involves a different program, one called Love Island. You see, I've started to talk to various people about getting in the next season. I'll simply say that. I've started to take very seriously my coaching for that game. And in so doing, I am now pretty studied on what those application videos are. The Bachelor application video, they allow you up to 10 minutes in your video. I recommend somewhere around 7, coming in at about 5 to 7. You get enough time to do what I consider to be the 5 acts of an application video. Love Island, their application video is 30 seconds. You ain't got no time. Yes, It is a snapshot of who you are as a person. Just kind of like, what will your persona on the show be? Can you convey, whatever is necessary of your personality? Will you be a villain, 4TR, et cetera, et cetera? And it has been a real challenge, but I think I'm zeroing in on that formula as well. The 30-second application video formula.
It's like quick cuts.
It's quick cuts, or potentially I'm looking at some more artistic kind of versions of it where you might go out with a friend and get hammered and just engage in a conversation about dating or guys or whatever, and then send me that video and I will cut that video into perfect 30 seconds. That's kind of what I'm trying to go for next. So my scream is that I thought that I had a real good formula in place for getting on The Bachelor, which I do. But now I'm learning that the Love Island one is just like a whole different thing. It's a different kind of art that you have to like get good at again. And I'm like,
30 seconds is so short. I'm almost wondering, like, it's not worth being like, here's all the facts about me. You don't even have time to do that. I'm like, you just do a monologue about something.
It's almost not even that. Like, I've been watching on YouTube. There was a UK player who I think won some season, and she posted her application video. Hers was a minute long, so maybe it was a different thing. But it's like about 30 seconds of her just kind of being like, well, I guess I'm signing up for this. Like, this is going to be crazy, whatever. But I can't really do myself justice here. Look at, these are some videos that were in my phone. And it's just a montage of her like going out and doing crazy shit. And it gives you like a real clear snapshot of who she is. And I think that is primarily what, to me, is kind of the solution to this. But just having the scream really is like the spark of excitement I got when I was like, ooh, shit, I get to figure out a new formula. Like, that's fun to me, and at what point that became fun, I have no fucking idea. Like, that's just what I do now for fun, is how do I crack the code on a Love Island video application?
I mean, I feel like we've discussed, only in Bachelor intro videos, like that you're trying to nail that intro package if you were on the show, or an ITM if you were on the show. But with 30 seconds, I'm like, okay, maybe you only want like 10 seconds of you doing that, and then you intro all of the video clips from your life.
I mean, I almost think that it could be like an abstract, like no dialogue, where it's just these shots that are like camera roll phone videos of you drunk, doing funny stuff, doing crazy stuff, whatever. And then dancing. At the very end, it's just like you pop up and you're like, oh yeah, and by the way, my name is Chad and I'm from Dallas. And that's the end of the video, something like that. That's like, whoa, this person's a fucking force of nature,
I would definitely put a clip of you crying in there.
Yep.
Like, if you can replicate like the reel or the TikTok, I don't know where I saw it, of Kaylor crying and going, fuck. There's just all these cut clips of her doing that. If you can do something like that, I think that's perfect.
I agree. It's a new kind of art form that I'm looking very forward to mastering. And my scream is that as I was like getting hyped up about it, I was just like, what? Like, why is this fun to me? Making I'm not even applying. I'm not going into the fucking show. Just figuring out like how to construct on
Love
this
Island.
thing.
Oh my God, I would die.
What if you just I'm 48. How often do you work out? I try to get in, as often as possible, but sometimes I go weeks without it. Immediately gone. Who's your favorite musician? Probably Tori Amos. Who?
Gone.
What kind of candy is your favorite? I don't eat candy.
What if you have like a broom and you put googly eyes on it and a hat and you perform like your heart rate challenge? Have you gotten to that yet?
No.
It's kind of like
I don't believe so.
Themed strip
Interesting.
show / lap dance.
That's got to be coming.
Everyone has to do it.
Well, those are our screams, but we're not the only people screaming in the bottom of the pit. If you join us,
50 screams in that whole conversation.
Yeah. If you join us at patreon.com/Game of Roses, you can get access to our Discord. In that Discord is a channel called Submit Your Screams, where you can upload a 1 minute or shorter audio or video format scream. Today, we have one from On My Lunch. It comes with a picture of some sour grapes that says Clues Kringle on it. I can explain that at some point. But let's listen to this scream, which might explain it, and I won't have to.
I'm very confused. Okay.
Here we go. Let's listen to this.
Hello, Clues and Pace. I am sending this scream to you unbeknownst to my wife. She is the one who actually pulled me into the pit herself. I can still feel her cold grip on my ankle as she pulls me into the realm of our Dark Lord and beloved game. Either way. Anyway, my wife and I, we both had the pleasure of meeting both via 33 Taps. It was the fantasy, quote-unquote, suites of Golden Bachelorette and Game 5 of the World Series, which was such a pleasure to watch the Dodgers win as a Padres fan. Anyway, Clues was kind enough to gift my wife some sour grapes. So I 3D printed a trophy case for them with an LED light. I'll attach an image of said trophy to this scream. By the way, Clues, you should get into 3D printing. Anyway, I encourage anyone in Southern California to go see Game of Roses live anytime they're in LA. It was a pleasure to meet everybody. You're great. Have a good rest of your life.
Well,
wow.
I mean,
this is one of the best screams we've ever gotten.
Yeah. It's a fantastic scream. It is a very,
also,
again,
chalk?
high or low level. What?
Was it chalk?
What do you mean?
Screaming?
I don't think it was chalk.
Raspy voice.
So we have this picture. You'll see this on our social media. If you're watching this on YouTube, you should be seeing it now. It is a picture of these grapes. They are plastic grapes, and they have been put in this 3D printed case that says Clues Kringle, quotes, sour grapes. Now, for those who don't know, that Fantasy Suites night also coincided with Halloween, roughly. So it was our costume party. Many people came. There were some winners. You can go back in our social media and see who the costumes were and who won and everything. But my costume was the great one, Nick Vial, who, if you listen to this podcast with any regularity, you know that I constantly am saying he's sour grapesing. That's one of the things he does. And so I bought some grapes.
It's one of your favorite plays of his.
It is. I love it. I bought some grapes off Amazon, some plastic ones, to complete my costume, which included a Nick Vial wig and a baby in a baby carrier to represent his new child. And the child was holding the sour grapes. But the package that I bought of sour grapes had maybe a dozen of these little grape bunches. So I just packed them into my pockets and was giving them out to people all night long. And this
you should have kept those in your tea cellar.
Yeah. No,
I had no idea that you had extra grapes and were handing them out to people. I think we talked about this night in one of our screams where you were putting the Vial wig on yourself and taking pictures and putting it on the baby. It was hilarious. Wow, what a scream. Thank you so much for the complos as well. That's, words of affirmation is my favorite love language. So I love complos. And this voice, I'm like, this person must get into podcasting.
Yeah, I'll start a podcast. I encourage everyone to do that.
On the side of their 3D modeling.
Also, thank you to your wife for dragging you into the pit. We hope you have a good time here. It looks like so far you are indeed having a good time. And to answer your question or your suggestion that I should get into 3D printing.
Keep your wife.
Yeah, keep your wife. That's number one. I have looked into 3D printing. It's not for me.
Do you want to give a reason or? Ominous?
It's just, I have too many other things going on. And it looks like if you go into that world, it kind of consumes you. I think it would consume me. Which 3D printer to buy? Where am I getting my designs for things to print? Am I designing them myself? Do I now have to learn a new computer program? All of the answers to this are yes. And I just don't have the time to do it, unfortunately. But I do love 3D printing. It is the future. And I think large scale industrial 3D printing will replace basically all physical material manufacturing in the near future, maybe in 10 years.
2 to 5.
Yeah.
2 to 5 years, maybe. I predict that you will get into 3D printing at some point. It seems
we all will at some point.
Too much a part of your character.
Do you know what a replicator is in Star Trek?
No.
It's a technology that is essentially 3D printing, but of anything. It's like a little box, and you just say, give me a cup of coffee, and then it makes one out of the atoms that exist in the air, recombining them. And so I think, Can
it make a person?
Well, I mean, it can't make a person, but it's kind of the same technology that they use for the teleporter. Beam me up, Scotty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, basically like the teleporter. That's the teleporter technology in Star Trek. They say, beam me up, Scotty. They do it like that. They don't do it like that. But anyways, who knows if these technologies will exist with the advent of AI. Many technologies are going to start emerging that human beings are not even capable of understanding, let alone producing.
I can't understand pretty much any technology. If I went back in time, I couldn't advance the industrial ages at all, pretty much.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. I could describe stuff, but how do you make a TV? No.
TV would be tough. I don't think I could do that. I think I could build a film camera. I think I could build
Absolutely not.
I think that's probably that's like the upper limit of something that I could do with my actual hands and what is in my head. I don't think I could make a computer. I don't think I could make any of that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I could do the wheel.
Oh, nice. That's an
I'd have to go back really far to be impressive, I would say. I could do fire, probably.
Fire, yeah. I think written word is probably the most influential technology in the history of humanity. Without it, there is no other technology. I could do that.
You could do that. Papyrus.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you for this beautiful scream. Good luck to whoever does the one next week. Yikes.
Yeah, you better have something in a 3D printed glass case. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and for these beautiful screams. We will be back on Tuesday with a top 10 takeaways from Golden Bachelorette Season 1. How will that season affect the rest of the future of our beloved game and even the immediate future as we move into 2025 with Grant Ellis? Please join us for that and all of our continued coverage of all these different reality shows.
Grant adds extra beds.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I want the fantasy suites to be night 1, 25 deep. Let's do it.
Yeah. Praise me, Dark Lord Palmer.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us, and then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.